Draconians are just one of the many names used to represent the lizard species that have apparently invaded the top percentage of the Earth and control us. This cryptid's more conspiracy than anything, but there are some interesting clips out there and I plan to go over them with you today. So without further ado, Number 1. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Marie Rodriguez, and take a look at this. Unless this is a filter, this is an insane glitch caught on CNN. Now, it's theorized that these reptilians use some kind of shape-shifting crystal liquid that causes their face to look humanoid on broadcasting like this. One of the side effects of it is a glitch which causes them to look distorted. Now, something like this isn't enough to sell me on the idea that reptilians have invaded our hierarchy, but I will state that it's interesting anytime we see a glitch like this. It only ever seems to happen when it comes to like news or political broadcast. You don't see this at sports, you don't see this at live reality TV. Sometimes you see it with musicians, but again, it's just interesting where it happens. Is that a coincidence?
What is going on, man? This guy's face. What? What's wrong with him? Oh, they cut him off.
Number 2. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Ghosty, and they found somebody on TV who does a double blink. The first blink, their eyes close normally. The second blink, it's almost like a vertical slit that come from the side. It sure certainly looks like she has a second set of eyelids, but maybe that's just an optical illusion or a trick of the camera. What do you think? Personally, it's hard to argue with. I mean, what the hell causes that? So if this was something that was unseen by the normal human eye, do you think this was a reptilian or a draconian caught on camera? I do find it interesting that once again, it's in a TV broadcast setting. It almost looks like it's a talk show or maybe even the news. Whether this is some tinfoil hat wearing shit or not, it is a strange coincidence how it always seems to happen on a TV broadcast.
This is a game. Y'all think this is a game? This is who our enemies are, right here. See that? They're half-breed reptilian races. Draco and reptilians are different races. These are the ones that we have been taking out.
Number 3. This video is brought to us by TikTok user LaFondaway Betton, and in this video, we have what appears to be a reptilian, according to the comment section, staring down the Zodiac Killer, Ted Cruz. But regardless if he's the Zodiac Killer or not, what this guy's doing behind him is really fucking weird, and it's because of his strange actions that people are claiming this is a reptilian. However, this might just be an old dude who's blasted out of his mind on coke, or this is just one of those many geriatric zombies who's completely lost in thought because they ate nothing but paint chips and Quaaludes back in the 70s. Regardless whether this guy's on a bad trip or not, or if he's a reptilian or not, this is a prime example of why we need to set age limits and term limits inside Congress, because I'm pretty sure this guy is trapped in 1993, and he's screaming for help and no one can hear him. Sorry, my anarchist is showing. Anyway, what do you think?
Republican election. Republican leaders should actually lead this conference and should advance the priorities of Republicans. I can tell you what I said when we had that leadership election in November of 2022. It was right after a very Republican election.
Number 4. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Kevin A. Rays, and in this video, they try to prove that President Biden is a lizard person. Now, he's definitely a zombie. We know that for a fact, because this dude's been alive since, Jesus fell off his last dinosaur. And apparently in this photo, as they zoom in, they can see what looks to be a slit in his eye, like a reptile would have. Now, I'm not saying this is fake, but again, with the lighting and the fact that they zoom in that way, it almost just looks like it's a bad quality picture, honestly. However, here on Nightmares Are Forever, no theory is too crazy, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try to debunk it. I personally just think it's bad lighting, but who knows? This guy could definitely be one of those reptilians who eat children. Lizard or not, all politicians are monsters. I said what I said.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know?
Number 5. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Jonald G, and in this video they claim that this basketball player is a reptilian because he has strange facial expressions here. Personally, I don't think that's the case. My educated guess would be, and mind you, I'm not a scientist, of course, this guy's probably severely dehydrated, and his body's kind of reacting to such. He probably needs some electrolytes. Get this man a Gatorade. What's even wilder is some of the comments were saying he's not just a lizard, he's a robot. He may be the first of his kind, a robotic lizard. I've never heard of that until now, but anything's possible. Everything has a 0.01% chance of existing, right? Or at least so says the law of probability. But again, just because it could happen doesn't mean it did. Regardless, what do you think? Personally, I don't think he's a lizard. Number 6. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Tears, and in this video we have a couple screenshots from a camera roll where a guy was taking pictures of his girlfriend, and he happened to capture this on the camera roll. It definitely looks like she has a strange set of slit eyes there. See, like, ones like this are harder to argue, but in the same breath, most of the time these lizards, and I'm using air quotes here, usually masquerade as famous people, politicians, musicians, news reporters, people who have a higher seat in power. I don't recognize her, not that I'm like hung up on celebrities. Could really give a fuck less about most of them. When people started blocking after the Met Gala, I was like right on that train because, you know, fuck them. Seeing as she hasn't replaced a human because of their status, I couldn't tell you what's going on here. But what do you think?
I don't really wanna fly. I thought you were mine.
Number 7. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Cryptidasm, and in this video we have a group playing a rock show when there's a clip that the lights shut off, and apparently a couple sets of eyes seem to glow in the dark. Now it's plausible, it just happens to be they were reflecting light, the very little light there was in the room while the camera was filming. However, this guy claims that's not the case, and that most likely these were not human. Now, it is a known fact that humans don't have eye shine, so it's very possible that this was something otherworldly. But it is interesting to see it from the first-hand take of somebody at the show, that they see these eyes glowing and it freaks them out. Aside from my haphazard guess, I couldn't give you a real explanation. So what do you think?
This crazy video shows the moment when blackout occurs at a rich Russian event. It's unbelievable, but needs to be seen to believe. Multiple crowd members' eyes glow in the dark. Here's the band leader talking about that incident.
У большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно серьезного полета, стали светиться глаза.
I'll slow it down, but let me know in the comments what you believe it is and if they're even human. Leave a like and hit the plus button for more.
Number 8. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Ashley. In this video, we have some CCTV footage here of night vision that shows somebody who happens to look a little less human in the dark. Now, that being said, this doesn't guarantee this is a lizard person off the bat. This person's eyes shouldn't be glowing, but if the camera's hitting it just right, it could be reflecting off the blood vessels in their eyes, although this looks like eye shine, which humans shouldn't have. It doesn't help she makes this weird disturbing face as she looks at the camera and then scooches off to the side. I don't know, I can't say for certain this is reptilian, but it's definitely not normal. I really don't have an explanation. That's some nightmare feel right there. That's what that is. Don't leave me alone in a dark room with her. She looks like she'd rip my bones out of my body, break them in half, and eat the marrow. As always, what do you think? And we're done with the conspiracy theories. Oh, by the way, check out this cool cartoon version of me. Anyway, it was a strange set of videos, but again, there's just something kind of interesting to me about the reptilian theory. Instead of asking you for the usual bullshit, how about this? If you liked today's video with my normal voice, let me know. That's important. Okay, see you next time. Bye!